I want to give an example here. One of our Thrive mentors that you can watch some of his training, his name is Braxton Fears. And Braxton and he hired me to, we teamed up to do basically real estate, and I was brought on to do some marketing with him. But what Braxton did, which was fascinating, is that he, kind of middle age, in his 30s, he decided, I don't like what I am doing. I don't like the way it's playing out. So I want to get into ministry on a somewhat of a full-time basis. And he was able to navigate his way through real estate and earn a lot of money while dramatically decreasing his expenses. I mean, just slashing his costs, finding a way to decrease his standard of living. And he actually moved to kind of more of a rustic environment. He had a debt-free home, all these different things he did. And now he has a beautiful home that's kind of off the map. He's kind of off the grid. His expenses are low. He's in a ministry which he wanted to be. And he was able to do things where in his mid-30s, he was able to basically be kind of semi-retired. And Braxton also did that in his early 20s. He was going to be, he was working at one of the big three accounting firms, and he just decided, you know what, I don't want to do this. And so I would encourage you that ideally we want to do it as young as we possibly can. Sure. But if you're watching this and you're in your 30s, you haven't lost hope. You can absolutely make a change. You just have to be more methodical about it. You have to be more intentional, and it might take a while to kind of transition into a different career, but you can do it. And there's countless examples of people that have, and I know you can too. Now moving on to life lesson number 7. Success is the place where opportunities meet preparation. What are we talking about here?
You know, we don't always know when opportunity is going to show itself. What we do know is that we can prepare for when that is going to occur. And again, a great example is in the fall of, the spring of 2007, when I had the conversation that led to our buying Regent Bank. I did not know that conversation was going to occur. I mean, it just came out of the blue one day, and thankfully, my entire career had led up to being prepared to take advantage of that opportunity. So, as I say, and it's not an original thought, but to be successful, you really have to have these two things collide. You have to be prepared. So all these skills that we talked about early, we've got to prepare for, and then we have to have that opportunity show itself, which we can also increase the number of opportunities by networking, being out there, being involved. The more people that know us, the more opportunities that come about, the better job we do, the more opportunities that come about, but the two have to meet.
And I want to take just a second to kind of brag on you with your career and how you were able to actually prepare for where you are. Because I'll never forget, when I first met you, you were the president of the Bixby Chamber of Commerce, I believe. And I'll never forget, but we met, and were you president of a bank at that point?
Yes.
And you didn't have to do it. And I know you did it for other people, but for some reason it mattered to me, because I was, 21 years old at the time. My wife and I had just built our first house, and we were new to Bixby. And you wrote me a handwritten note in blue pen that said something like, "Thanks for coming out. It was a pleasure meeting you." And I thought, that's a blue pen. He actually wrote that. Now, I'm sure how many thousands of thank you notes have you written over the years?
A lot of thank you. I don't know how many.
But I mean, you do it. You go that extra mile.
Sure.
And then there's sort of this principle of there's the tilling, then there's the sowing, then there's the watering, then there's the harvesting. If we're talking about planting crops, that's how you do it. And I kind of viewed a lot of what you were doing there as tilling. I mean, you were shaking hands, mailing the handwritten notes, you were doing that. But then you went the next step, and you actually sowed seeds. You actually came over to our house. And I'll never forget that. And you said, what do we need to do to get you to bank with us? And I had said something like, well, I'm already banking at such and such.
Right.
I've been banking there since '99. And you'd said, well, we'll pick up your deposits for you. We'll just pick them up. You could save all the time. Why don't we you came over to my house. And my wife and I thought, the banker has come to our house.
That's right.
He has sent us a note with a blue pen. He has come to our house. Now, you could have decided to go, you know what, I'm a banker. I have that title. I don't need to write things in blue pen and show people's houses, but you did that. And then the watering. You'd randomly call. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Hey, I wanted to introduce you to somebody. Hey, this person might need you for to need entertainment for their party. And then the final part was the harvest. But there's all these steps that you did, and I would say there's thousands of people you did that for years. Was that something you've always been very intentional about, of handwritten notes and following up? I mean, is this something that you every day wake up and say, I need to tell that person thank you for that dinner, or is this what you do?
Yes. And it's very natural for me, because that's what I enjoy. I enjoy relationships, and I really, it's very personal to me. So it doesn't feel like, but you're a system guy. It's very systematic for me.